bounce back is just the doctor, Mrs. Smith, you cannot drive for such and such time. And we called her and checked on her. Mom, what are you doing? She wasn't answering the phone for a long time. Oh, I just went, somewhere. I said, how did you get there? I drove. How did you? Now she's 4'11".
Oh, God.
She
wow.
drives, yes,
short ones. You
and
gotta
she
watch
drives this big truck. And I'm like, Mom, how did you get into the truck? She's like, I had a stool, and she took the stool and stepped up into her truck, and I'm like, Mom, sit down. But the doctor didn't say, I'm like, Mom, you didn't tell the doctor everything you're doing. There's no way. So I say that to say, because I know she's strength trained. She got certified for pound. And does all the movement consistently. And she is a true testament that once you have that movement, you have those modalities in place, once you have those injuries, those setbacks, you're going to recover faster because one, your muscles are still activated, and our protein, that muscle, is healing. It's medicine. It's going to help your body.
Welcome back to
Salt
Sauna
Soul.
Hey.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Today we have with us the fabulous Ms. Yolanda Dunn of It's Fit Time, Strength in the City, Aurora.
Yes.
And super happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so first we're going to pour some tea, and then we're
Yes.
going to tell everyone a little bit about you and what you are currently doing.
Okay.
Today's tea is brand new. Dun, 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 dun.
Quiet Grove.
Quiet Grove.
It's not even out yet.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're going to be our taste tester.
Ooh.
Okay.
We've got a little bit of honey in there, just a smidge. That's piping hot.
That's good enough. And I may want to come back for seconds. I don't want to be too green.
I might have to
Yeah.
do a refill.
Yes.
So.
Okay. All right. So
right.
cheers.
Yes.
Okay. So Miss Dunn.
The aroma.
I have to taste it first.
Okay. It's hot. It's hot. Be careful.
Yes. It is really calming. I love it. You don't like hot stuff?
No, I burned myself so many times. Okay.
Yes. That's very good. Very good.
Okay. So Miss Dunn,
Yes.
entrepreneur.
Yes.
You've been an entrepreneur for a long time, right?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your journey, how you landed in fitness.
How much time we got?
How much time you need?
I know, right? So I started my wellness journey back so my husband and I will be married 24 years in June. And so it started prior to that when he popped a question and I started and I was like, okay, I'm going to exercise so I can, fit into my dress and look good for my wedding. But from there, I started that process, but I just kept going all the way up through the time, we had our kids. And then fast forward to when we had our third child in 2012, he asked me to sit down. He said, can you just sit down? Just sit down for your 6 weeks. Wait. I literally exercised all the way up until I had him. I exercised, I went to class, and then I had him the next day.
Stop.
Yeah, so he was
Stop.
He was supposed to be born in December, and he was born November 3rd. So he's like, can you just sit down for 6 weeks? Just don't exercise, no movement. Just give us 6 weeks and, to enjoy our. So I said, okay. So at the end of the 6 weeks, around my birthday, because I had him in November, in January, he got me a personal trainer. Because I had some goals, and so he got me a personal trainer. And once I started training with him, that guy saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. He said, hey, can you teach classes to my clients while I'm training in between their training sessions? And I'm like, I'm not certified. I don't know if I can do that. And then he was training me. He kept asking. He's like, yeah, I got people waiting on you. All you got to do is just tell me yes. And I'm like, well, I got to go get certified first. And so I went through, and it took me a while to get my group fitness certification. I took my time to and then have a baby. So after that, I started teaching group classes at his gym. And then it grew from there. Of course, it started with his clients, and then I invited my family members, and then we just start this movement. So we went from there to a chiropractic office, to my church. Then we went into our own brick and mortar. COVID hit, and then at that point, when I was like, okay, Lord, what are we gonna do? And he gave me the words. He's like, my vision for you does not need walls. And so from there, I took it out into the community. We were outside anyway, forcefully because of COVID. And so I just started creating these little mini experiences. And then the Wellness Festival was birthed from there. And we've grown we are going into our 5th or 6th year. And now we're taking over a whole block.
That is
nice.
And I will vouch for that. Yes. So we were one of your sponsors last summer when you did your Wellness Festival down at the River's Edge Park.
Yes, right? At the Wilder Park.
Yes, the Wilder Park. It was so much fun.
Yes.
It was. And I had never done that kind of workout.
Okay, pound.
Yes, the pound workout, which I was like, I had no idea what it was.
Yes.
But that was super
You were
fun.
rocking. I saw the videos and the pictures.
Really, it was fun. Tell them a little bit about your workout.
So in addition to the group fitness certification, I also became a certified personal trainer because I wanted to know more about the body. And then along with that, I just started researching different modalities and offerings for my clients. And I came across, again, my husband. My husband is like, he helped me discover this purpose, right? So he took me to a wellness expo. And at that expo, there was this demo called Pound. I had never heard of it, but when I got those sticks in my hand, it was literally love at first strike. And and everything stems around my birthday, right? Because he does everything that I like to do for my birthday.
Okay.
So in January 2017, he took me to the expo. I discovered Pound, fell in love with it, and I was like, okay, where can I find this format? And so I was certified in Pound in March of 2017. And then my love for that, just everything that I do aligns with my purpose, which makes me even more motivated to do it. So with Pound, I started off as just a regular Pound trainer. Then I became an ambassador where I just went out and just promoted Pound and how great it was. And then the next level is a master trainer. And so now I am certified to certify other people who also love it. So that's Pound.
That is fantastic.
So awesome cardio workout emulating drumming. So it infuses cardio, yoga, Pilates, and it truly aligns with the overall wellness because it helps with those small movements that help to make sure that our body is doing what it's naturally supposed to do outside of a class.
I love that. And I will tell you, my legs, so I'm just supposed to be a vendor, giving people salt treatments. And then I hear over the mic, Donna!
Yeah, I did. I'll call you out.
Over the mic. And then somebody's like, she wants you to, and I'm thinking, she wants me to come and say something. Oh, no. She's like, come on. And I wasn't ready. My poor little legs. But I had a good time.
I had a
good time.
We had a great time. So thank you.
Yes. Okay. And then you're also with Strengthen the City. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. Yes. So again, alignment, right? So when I was starting the outside festivals for here in Aurora, I was also partnering with Strengthen the City headquarters in Chicago, and they were doing what I was aiming to do on a larger scale. So they also looked to partner with other people in the community to come and lead classes at their events. So I partnered with them in 2021, the same year I was starting my own festival. And so again, alignment, I went and led it bigger. We were on the lakefront in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
So theater at the lake, and it was so many people, just everybody's there for one cause, just to move their body and to be connected. And so I worked with them throughout from 2021 on different, they would just call me for different events to lead and just to come and support. And I did that. We're in 2026, 2024, they got their technique and how they implement things down so well, they licensed themselves. And so they approached me in 2024 because we've been working, and they were like, hey, Yolanda, we're, licensing these things. And at this point, that I've been watching them go around to different cities and states, just replicating everything that they've done in Chicago. And I was like, wow. And so they were like, well, it's time to bring it to the suburbs. Are you ready to take it over?
Oh, wow.
I was like, how much were you talking? Because according to my bank account.
The way the check into statements goes.
And so when they approached me, I wasn't prepared. And I was just like, you know what? No, I can't, because I had already lined up my 2025 and had my budget aligned and committed. So I was like, nah, I can't do it this year. So at the end of about September 2025, they came back. And they were like, it's still here. And they had it even more narrowed down, where it was like, all right, let me go check my coins. And so I was like, okay. And they had it lined up so well where I didn't have to put much work into executing. It was just lining it up, but on a bigger scale, because I'm going from 4 events, which you've participated in 2 of my bigger ones, to 12.
Oh, wow.
Right. And then 2 festivals. So you were part of the February one, and now we have the June one. And so I'm like, Lord, what are we doing? I'm being stretched again. So I'm like, all right. So they worked out everything with me and just was so accommodating, has been hands-on in making sure that I'm comfortable and feel successful. As you guys know with Halo, with taking on that load, it's a lot. So from there, we are in 2026 in our 3rd month of executing that plan.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll keep talking. Steven normally talks way more. What is going on?
Nothing.
Okay. Well,
Gonna put me on the spot in front of all these people. Didn't Mama tell you? Don't be bringing all that street stuff out in the streets.
I was waiting. So normally he'll be just, and I'm sitting here like, But today, apparently, I'm interviewing you.
Yeah, it works. A team.
Yeah.
Bounce off each other.
Just roll with it.
But no, okay, so now that we've gotten a little bit of background, a little bit of what you're doing,
Yes.
let's talk a little bit and tell the viewers from your perspective and even how you've been, how you've lived, why and how has movement really changed you?
Through my journey, what I've discovered is the way that our body is created, God created us to need the bare minimum. If we take it all the way back, to Adam and Eve in the garden and all of that, it was clearly simple. You got up, you moved, you ate your fruits and your berries from the trees, you ate stuff from the ground, and life was good. But as time has passed, we've added on these external things that have hindered us from living our healthiest and most active life. But I always feel like if we get back to the basics of movement, our body will do what it's supposed to do. Every time we wake up, our feet hit the ground, it's going to send a signal to our brain to reproduce bone. So what do you have? Walking. The most simplest, cost-effective form of exercise, right? Movement. When you add on to that bare basic, then you add on the things that make you happy, that make you feel good. For me, it's strength training. It's pound. It's now added Pilates, you know what I mean? And that's going to add that extra intensity that our body needs for as we age. Because what happens when we age, we lose bone density. We lose our flexibility. We lose our balance. So all of those things add on to that movement for giving us that extra strength that we need to live happy, to do all the things that we're called to do. Working 5 jobs, taking care of our significant other, our children, our grandchildren, that type of thing. Movement is the medicine we need to do that successfully.
So I like that you said that, and you mentioned aging. So as we age, and
Yes.
you mentioned walking.
Yes.
So what are some tips that you could share with? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. This one has more sage in it.
It's sage with the mint
That's what that
blend.
is?
Yeah. The
Okay, that's
ratio.
what I
couldn't-
Yeah. The
I
sage.
tasted the
It's
mint.
my
I didn't
fresh
know what
sage that I grow. You know.
You have a whole garden in the
You know
back?
what I'm saying? Yeah.
He was out there the other day.
What?
Yeah.
Putting down some new fertilizer and soil. Had me going getting worm castings. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm buying. But okay.
So, in another part of my life, I want to have a garden, but the way my time is set up right now, it would not last. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that to myself or the garden.
I totally get it. I have to force and prioritize it.
Yes,
You know.
I can imagine.
Yeah, and the great thing is that it's seasonal. So,
Yes.
but now that the season is upon us, I'm like, oh, I feel all this pressure. Like, I got to get out here. Truthfully, I would have been actually out there earlier this morning.
Yeah.
If something else didn't pop up, I had to deal with the business. But like, I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna give myself an hour.
Yes.
You know, an hour or two, to get out there and kind of play in the dirt and get things, situated. It's real easy to get lost and sitting there for like hours upon hours. But I'm like, you know what? I'll do an hour and a half.
Yes.
And then just kind of make it as a routine right now.
So you have sage. What else do you have out there?
Sage, lemon balm, 3 different type of mints right now. In the past, you basil and onions,
Cilantro.
carrots.
Okay, so you're all about the seasonings and the okay.
Yeah. The carrot. I was so disappointed about my little carrots.
But they taste good.
The bunnies.
Oh.
And we had it in a box. We had it in a box with wire. But between the squirrels and the bunnies, I don't.
They took over the carrots.
Yeah.
I did get to pull 2, and they were about this big, yay big, and I was like, oh, look at my little carrots.
So that I think too, gardening gives you peace. It gives you like calm. So I want that in my life.
Yeah.
And it is a form of movement. So okay, but going back,
for real.
yes,
Yes.
going to the question though, back to the
Yes.
question. So as we age, walking, what other types of activities? I guess gardening. Now that we just talked about that, do you recommend that people, if they're starting out, if they're or advancing in their age, but they're like, I still want to be able to do some things. What are some things that we can tell the viewers?
Yes. So in addition to walking, which is going to help to regenerate the bone, I would also suggest some type of additional resistance training. So light weights, resistance bands, even calisthenics, which is going to give you more body weight exercises and putting that extra intensity or challenge stressors against the bone to make the bone. The ultimate goal is to make the bone actually be challenged enough to stimulate and to keep growing, right? And so with that, if you have a gym membership, going to your gym and working with a group fitness instructor or personal trainer to just do the basics. Even if you are walking though, and you add 5-pound, 3-pound weights, a weighted vest, anything that's going to challenge your muscles, your bones, and cause them to grow, to be stimulated. That's what you want to do. So whatever you like to do is what I would suggest, but some type of resistance training for sure.
All right, so I have a question.
Yes.
Since she's like, when you want to speak, Steven? My God, I don't need permission. But here we go. So, I want to kind of touch on movement as holistic medicine, right?
Yes.
Because when I think of holistic medicine, I think people default to obviously something that you should have to ingest as the holistic medicine, right? Something that is grown naturally from the ground and something that you just ingest. But, as we all know, that there's other aspects of wellness that is holistic that doesn't stem into just something that I ingest. So how is movement?
Exactly. Okay, yes.
holistic medicine?
Great question. So, movement as holistic medicine, remember, we're going back to the beginning. And when I think of holistic, I'm thinking natural things that will cause our body to do what it's naturally supposed to do. You don't need a medicinal stimulant to do that. So there are people who are using it now because they need it, but if you are in the practice of holistic and making sure that movement is natural and a natural part of your everyday living, then it becomes the medicine that you need to heal from within, because everything is internal, from our nervous systems, stressors, things like that. Movement helps to calm those things, combat those things. When we think about cortisol, the stressor that's in our body, anytime we're on 10, our cortisol levels are adjusted, and they can hinder us and cause us to have sicknesses, pains, and all types of elements that are not natural. So movement combats those things naturally. If you think about breathing, inhaling, exhaling, to calm down that nervous system, right? Is a part of movement as well. So that's why people like to do yoga, Pilates, things that keep them grounded, and to ultimately get their mind and their body as one. Because as we were discussing our schedules today, there's no way that you and I do, and even Steven do what we do, and our bodies are actually aligned, right? So when we take that time to have that alignment with our movement, because generally we're moving and that's what we're doing. We're focusing on that movement. So then our mind and our body can connect, and we can become one. Everything else calms down in that moment.
I love it. I love it. So what is one thing that, or one takeaway that you would say, the biggest learning that you've had over the years of being within wellness and fitness?
I can't express how much, just the whole topic, and it's been proven that movement is medicine, and I can attest to it several things through my mother, who is 70.
Oh, wow.
So my mother has been with me so we just celebrated 11 years with It's Fit Time in February. She's been with me from the beginning.
Wow.
So much so, the lady, sometimes it's hard for me to tell her, no, Mommy, you can't come with me on this one. We can't do this one together. Right? But she's like my sidekick. So one year, and I have to let you guys know about my softball tournament that's coming up.
Wait, so this what happens, y'all. This is what she'll be like, Donna. We're doing Donna.
Okay, so
I suck at softball. I'm gonna just let you know right now. Can I cheer?
You can.
Okay.
You
Okay.
can.
Go ahead.
So our first year on we have a community softball. I partner with this awesome guy in the community, and we host an annual softball classic, and we play bracket style. So it's women against women, men against men. So my mom was on my team. And she's been working out with me this whole time, but she came out, she played. At this point, she was probably in her early 60s, right? Because she just turned 70. And she hit the ball, and she ran. She was running to first base, and we're out on a real softball field. And she tripped going to first. She tripped. She fell hard. She bounced up and ran to first base. Y'all, we had to stop the game and pull her off first base.
Because she was probably like, no, I'm fine.
And she was like, no, I'm fine. Holding our arm like this. We were like, Mom, no, we all saw her fall. Like, it would happen in slow motion. And she bounced up and continued to run. She made it to first. We pulled her off. My brother and my sister were in the field. And they brought the car up, and they drove her to the emergency room. Y'all, she dislocated her shoulder. She broke her arm.
Oh, goodness.
And so she had to have surgery. When she got to the hospital and the adrenaline had calmed down and the pain hit in, all you heard was her yelling and screaming.
Wow.
It was excruciating. And we were just like, oh, my God. So fast forward, she has surgery. She's getting ready to go to physical therapy. When I tell y'all the way how quickly she recovered and was trying to come back to class.
She was like, I'm ready.
I said, Mom, you need a doctor's note.
Did she try to pull a rank on you?
She did.
Did she try to pull a rank on you?
She did.
Yeah.
She was like, well, he didn't say. I was like, but did you tell him that you are not the average 60-year-old and you're trying to get back into class? And so her recovery from there, secondly, she had her hip replaced. And this was only a couple years ago. And again, her bounce back is just the doctor, Mrs. Smith, you cannot drive for such and such time. And we called her and checked on her. Mom, what are you doing? She wasn't answering the phone for a long time. Oh, I just went, somewhere. I said, how did you get there? I drove. How did you? Now she's 4'11".
Oh, God.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yes.
Ones. You
And
gotta
she
watch
drives
them.
this big truck. And I'm like, Mom, how did you get into the truck? She's like, I had a stool. And she took the stool and stepped up into her truck. And I'm like, Mom, sit down. But the doctor didn't say, I'm like, Mom, you didn't tell the doctor everything you're doing. There's no way. So I say that to say, because I know she's strength trained, she got certified for pound, and does all the movement consistently. And she is a true testament that once you have that movement, you have those modalities in place, once you have those injuries, those setbacks, you're going to recover faster because one, your muscles are still activated, and our protein, that muscle, is healing. It's medicine. It's going to help your body recover faster with those proteins.
That is
So that's my
fantastic.
ultimate example of why.
That is, and you know what? That
I have so many more, but that's just the main one.
because that
Yes.
is like a true testament. It's like
Yes.
if you want to be healthy in your old age, just
Yes.
start working out now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you are in your older age, start working out now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Keep
never
working
too
out.
late. It's
Yeah.
never too late because as long as your body can move, it will stimulate and grow those muscles that we need.
That is a fantastic story, and I understand why she was like that. It's like, well, what the doctor don't know won't hurt
exactly.
him.
I'm just like, oh,
It'd be
Mom.
fine. I'm gonna get out here and do what I need to do.
Yes.
Mind
Now,
over matter.
how do you address the mindset, the mind state that people are in, and the mindset that they may need to be in order to implement, right, movement into their life?
Right.
Right? So I just leave it at that.
Yes. For me, what I've learned is, and this is probably in any situation, we can only control ourselves, right? So how I help others is I like to stay consistent. When you see Yolanda, you're probably going to see me eating something healthy. You're going to see me inviting you to a workout or exercise. You're going to see me, I live this because I truly believe in it, and I want to be what people see or think of, right? So when they approach me and I know their mind is not ready, I meet them where they are. I listen to them and where they are in that time and space. I'll guide them with advice and give them opportunities to adjust or to make a change. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's up to them, right? I can't force them. So I have another example. When I was in the studio, I had a client come in, and she was pre-diabetic. And this goes back to holistic as well. And so she's a client that she checks in with her doctors. If something's wrong, she's checking in, right? But she also is mindful that she didn't want to be on insulin. So she came to me and she's like, hey, my doctor said I'm pre-diabetic, and if I come back and I weigh more, I'm going to have to take insulin. I don't want that. I said, okay, we'll start with the basics. Come in and start taking a class. We'll, start there. And so she loved Pound. Pound was her thing. I said, you pick one of these, offerings I have. She connected with Pound. She was at Pound regularly. Our studio shut down, right? She didn't want to do virtual. So it's like, okay, you're going to have to find something to do. We lost contact because of, not seeing each other regularly. She reached out to me again. She's like, yeah, they want me, it got worse. I need to start. And she had an issue with her food. She was very picky and, didn't want to eat a certain way. I was like, okay, so you say you don't want to do it. So I asked her, what are you going to do about it? She's like, well, when are you opening a studio back again? I said, that's not an option, but you have a gym directly across the street from your house. I said, you'll need to go there. So she did that. Ultimately, it got to a point where she did have to reach out and get assistance with her, because she didn't want to do the insulin, but she did the weight loss shot. But she knew with that came options that she needed. She needed to do the strength training, and she needed to control her food, because even if you do get help medicinally, you still have to put in the work, right? So she knew that part. So mentally she had it.
Okay.
It was the implementation of it. So in her case, she got to the point where she ran out of choices. And I think that's where people ultimately start to change their mind, is when they don't have any more choices left. My goal is to get to them before it becomes too detrimental, where they're hospitalized or high blood pressure and they have a stroke or something, to that extreme.
Yeah.
For this client, it wasn't that extreme, but she knew what it could turn out into.
Yeah.
So I just continued to guide her, give her the confidence that she needed, because she went through all of my I'm not a dietitian, but I am also a nutrition coach.
Okay.
So she did all of my challenges and the educational pieces, so she had it.
Okay.
But now it was just like putting it to work.
Yeah.
And now when you see her, she's like 4 sizes down.
Wow.
She's strength training. She's prepping her meals and eating the things, you know what I mean? So it takes them to know when they're ready.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Because it is a change. And change is hard.
It is.
Yes.
It can be.
Change can be hard.
Yes.
So, but I do like to hear stories about that, where, people have the struggles, and then it's like, it's no quick fix.
It's
even if you're
not.
doing the new GLP-1s or things like that, even that, where it's like people are like, oh, you just dropped the weight off.
Yeah.
It's like, you still have to,
Yeah.
your mental has to change.
Yes, it
Yeah.
really does.
How you process has to change.
Yes.
And there's a lot that even from the physicality, as you're losing the weight, that you have to rethink things, and you go through kind of like this overall shedding mentally as well as physically.
Ooh, that was
Yeah.
good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is. It's more than just, oh, okay, now you're fine.
Yes.
Because even after that, once you start those GLP-1s, it is a lifelong thing.
It is.
Even if you decide, okay, well, now I've gotten to my goal weight and I want to get off of them.
Yes.
Well, in order to maintain, if
Yes.
you didn't do that mental,
Yes. You will revert.
you will revert.
Yeah.
And it will revert back.
Yeah.
As the church calls
Double.
it, backsliding.
Yeah.
You will backslide.
Wow.
And it could be worse.
Yes.
Because not only that, the weight can come back twice, and it can come back in different places.
Yes.
Yeah.
And on top of that, when you do that kind of yo-yoing,
Yes.
I mean, even we seen in the past, when they did the fin craze, and when they
Oh
did
my
the
God, so many.
yes, and people
You know
yo-yo.
what? Let's
but
be real. Let's be real. You talking about Big Luther and Little Luther.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? How many times we saw Big Luther and Little Luther?
Yes. Yes.
You
but
know?
that actually takes
Good reference.
yes, it takes even almost a worse toll on your body.
You know.
It does.
Okay, so let me clarify that for our white audience that may not know.
Well,
that
even
is
the
Luther
younger audience,
Yes.
Luther
some of the
Vandross,
younger
which
audience
is
ain't gonna know
a
who Luther is.
wonderful classic
Wonderful.
balladeer,
like Big
R&B
Luther.
singer, African American. Have close ties with Oprah, and also during the Whitney Houston era. So
Yes.
look up Luther Vandross, and then
Awesome.
see some videos. You see
Didn't
when we
he
talking
and
about Big
Whitney
Luther.
do a song
but
together on like one of the
Yes.
award shows?
Probably so.
I'm pretty
But
sure they did.
the,
and everybody
the
was
young
like, "Ooh."
man, older man,
Yes.
and whatever, always dealt with the drastic swinging of the pendulum of his overall weight.
And it actually
And led to-
impacted his overall health. in the end.
Yes. But and it's not I think that too many people also see it as a character flaw. Right? And I gained weight because I'm not a good person. It's a shame that I want to do it, but I can't do it, and not understanding that there are other chemical, biological triggers, psychological triggers that are all at play that honestly, just it's not a game of just willpower. For most of us, it's not a game of willpower. It's a dynamic of behavioral influences mostly. Also, just some of it is behavior in the sense of what you've been kind of hardwired to do, like, and accept, sometimes even from birth, right? Because some people just, if you did not have a good balance or a good perception on whether relationship with food and physical movement as an adolescent, right? And that you don't have control over because you're relying on the adults around you to guide you properly. But, you know, if that is wired off, you know, or sometimes some trauma or traumatic experience around your development could also be at play. And so some of it is also just knowing that you have to do the extra work to peel back the layers to find that. And that may then solve, if you address that in that space, the social, the emotional, the past, it may then help you manage your present and your future when it comes to your overall health. One of the things I know that I you know, I'm a person that need it. I don't need convenience when it comes to food.
Okay.
Right? And it's not an issue of, well, it's there, it's around in the house, just don't eat it.
Right.
No, I actually, and it's actually healthy. It's like, it's healthy for me to not have it like around, right? I don't need it to be convenient.
That's true.
You know, and that's one of the things that like has been a little bit of a struggle because, you know, my lovely wife loves convenience. But she doesn't struggle with it the same way. So she have things convenient, and I'm in here just like a Hoover, you know what I'm saying, a vacuum cleaner, sucking it all up. And she's like, I just nibble and I'll be done. I'm like, and I lost the battle. I lost the battle, guys. I used to say, do not keep it around, because I knew as a single person, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Right? I will make myself go to the store if I wanted, right? Make myself have to like do something extra. I put obstacles and frictions in the process. And that gave me enough time to think about it and be like, you know what? I may not want that donut. I was craving it. I don't want that donut. But, you know, now I have to learn how to be around it in abundance and still figure out a way to sustain. Because I lost that battle, guys.
That's a great, that is real.
Yeah.
Because my husband, so I'm the grocery shopper, and I'll put, I have a list of everything is consistent. The man child, which is my 13-year-old, you get to, you know, select your things that you want consistently, and he has to have a vegetable, he has to have a fruit option. That goes into rotation, and then his protein. We're all on protein drinks, but my husband, he's the sweet eater. And so what he does is he gets serving sizes enough just for him. and basically, I think I have the house trained enough that we don't eat what he grew up from the I love his grandmother, from the grandmother on down. The Dunns are sweet eaters. They are sweet, and they hardcore. They're the fudge. They're the zingers.
Oh, okay. He's real sweet.
Okay.
I'm not that bad.
Okay.
Chocolate cake. So they like their sweets, not every day, but they're sweet eaters to the core, like the whole side of the family. And so my son, and with our kids, you know, they teeter, but they're not hardcore like him. So I understand. Yeah. But he gets his in little small sizes, and it's just for him, because nobody's gonna eat it but him.
So I've gotten better at kind of, sort of trying to do that. But the thing is, it was like if I would get a small amount, then when I finally got the craving, I'm like, oh, I want that. It'd be gone. It'd be gone. I'm like, where'd it go? Yeah. Oh, I didn't think you wanted it. So then I was like, okay, well, I have to get extra, like to the point. So when the youngest was with us, I would hide stuff in my office because it'd be like, I come down to the snack cabinet.
Everybody has
no snacks. I'm like, where are the snacks?
You know,
I need a snack.
But I'm a person that like, we should not have a snack cabinet.
That is just
we should not even
cruel
have
and
one.
unusual punishment.
We should not even have
So
one.
what's in my snack cabinet? We're gonna have some baked chips. We're gonna have some.
See?
We're gonna have some goldfish.
Okay, I like goldfish.
Yes, we're gonna have
I would
some
eat goldfish.
We're gonna have I can't even think of them, but it's gonna be like, you're gonna look at my snack cabinet like, Yolanda, where are the real snacks?
Well, see, no, but like I like popcorn.
Yeah,
I do the
popcorn.
cheeses and the goldfish and things
Yes.
like. I like the cheesy crackers, and then I would get like nuts. I would have nuts.
Yeah.
But then I would also have Twizzlers
I love Twizzlers.
or Red Vines.
I don't like those. Twizzlers is the jam. They're like,
Yeah.
you
But
cannot have.
But Red Vines are actually better for you than
I
Twizzlers.
know, but that's why I only have them like twice a year.
See, and I grew up on Red Vines, and he liked
Yeah.
Twizzlers, and so he would be
Yeah.
like, "Why you get the
Yeah.
you get the
But
Twizzlers?"
we also get should get the family pack. And then she'll have a few and be fine. I'm walking around here like a toddler that stole everybody pacifier. I got 2 fists full. I got one in this corner, another one there. I'm like, watching TV. You know what I'm saying? Being a fat boy. I'm being a fat boy at the moment. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, I look up and I'm like, I didn't put a third or almost half, 40% of this is gone because I'm watching shows and everything like that because my upbringing was very poor, and then we didn't really work on we had the black diet, right? And we wasn't really. My mother she was cooking when we was younger, and then once she actually got off of welfare and started working a job, then she went into that whole I don't have time to cook and all that. So you just eat, junk. You just eat, and then it still wasn't living in such an abundance that she wouldn't just buy cheap cuts of meat, you know what I'm saying? So you're not eating things and no one's telling you or teaching you.
That's true.
How you should think about food. So you just eating. And then there's 4 of us. So then some of it you're eating because you fight, you want to make sure you get before other. And so all these other sub-social dynamics are happening and centered around food. And nothing is being processed. And none of it's actually telling you okay, there is balance.
Yes.
Right? Eat this and eat that or whatever. And so, and then you then you throw in latchkey kids.
Which was,
yeah.
And so it's just a recipe of how to possibly look. It's really for any person with all those dynamics and be able to come out of that sucker with healthy eating habits and thinking about balanced diet. It's just a roll of the dice. It was just pure luck instead of it being a strategic thing of training, a guidance, a rubric, like how you was talking about with your son. It's okay, this is the criteria. It's no, we go about criteria is what we can afford.
Yeah.
And then hopefully what can stretch throughout the whole entire month to get us to the end. And then fend for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Fend for yourself. Yeah. So it's just a combination of a lot of those things. And as an adult, I'm consciously no different. But then you have that instinctual lizard brain wiring that is always a fight. And I'm conscious to know the difference between the two. But when I'm stressed, right? When I'm tired, when I'm emotionally kind of racked, those level of conscious controls that I've learned and better habits just started diminishing. And I'm not aware of it. Next thing I'm like, man, I'm craving a cupcake. What is it? And I just started moving.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, hold on. And sometimes it's after I already, binge or partaking in it, you realize I wasn't really hungry. Why did I eat that? But I've already, the damage is done, right? But it's those are the things that are placed. So for me, because there's some things that happens without conscious thought and purpose and design, I need an environment that's just structured where when I do have those subconscious things, I can't act on that impulse right away. It took me years. When I told her hey, don't buy this stuff, I actually, now I'm hearing myself, I was maybe would have had a different outcome if I had the words to say I'm saying now back then, right? But I didn't. I was just don't buy it. You know what I'm saying? And so it just takes the time to also grow and be as self-aware. But your waistline, your BMI, your blood sugar, it's an instantaneous impact compared to waiting for your mind and your psychology to grow into something better. They're on two different timelines.
Okay, so I think we
have good salty questions.
Yes, we have. Let's do one salty question from our viewers, and since we don't have Brandon today, Brandon, where are you? We had to write the question down.
Okay.
You want me to read the question?
I can read it.
Okay.
I can read it. My eyes are good. My eyes are real good.
The jokes.
How has you know what? You're not gonna talk about telling all my business in front of everybody. Nobody have to know that.
I like hanging out with you.
Oh, Jesus. How has entrepreneurship influenced your approach to discipline, sustainability, and long-term health systems? C. Yeah.
All right. So I've been an entrepreneur. Where my husband and I are in the mindset that if we don't work, we don't eat, right? So we have created we used to hustle hard. The hustle has come down a little bit now where we're working smarter and not harder. And that goes to the same thing with our health goals, right? If you work smarter and not harder, then you won't have to put as much stress into aging gracefully because you have already did the work. And what I mean by that is just like how we had to grow our businesses from the ground up. We hit the ground running. We went from door knocking, right, to mailers, to social media. We've been able to expand and extend our reach through different entities. And the same thing when we're thinking about our health goals. You were just sharing your experience with food. How I had a very similar upbringing, but there were 6 of us. I called us the Black Brady Bunch.
Okay.
Right? So
it was 4 of us.
My dad who raised me came with 3 kids. My mother had 2, and then they had 1 together. So we were the Black Brady Bunch, and it was 3 girls and 3 boys.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and so we came. We always had a lot of people and a lot of mouths to feed. So all of those things. And then my mom grew up in the South, raised in Mississippi. So we had the soul food. We had the fried chicken, pork chop, everything, bacon, all the things. But for me, my transition came in, and going back to that sustainability is when my husband got me the personal trainer. I never really honed in on food because I was always moving. So I didn't have that balance or recognizing that I needed the importance of nutrition. And so when that personal trainer put me on this terrible, sorry y'all, in my opinion, terrible diet of the keto diet. And then this was real keto, so this was high fat. He wanted me to do the whole eggs, the fat burger, the real bacon, and I thought I was gonna gag. From there, it was a mental thing. It was like, I don't ever want to eat this. No, sir, I can't do this. Switch it up. But my husband did it, and my sister also did it, and they loved it. My husband was teetering, but my sister thrived there. She lost 80 pounds doing that keto.
80 pounds?
80 pounds. She lost 80 pounds doing that strict because she loved that half. I
do like bacon.
But going back to the adjustment, she did that. But once it was time to do something else or to scale it back, she couldn't. And she's been on that roller coaster where for me, I was like, I can't, give me something else. So he's like, okay, do chicken breast, and I needed veggies. So I thrived off that, and I still was able to do and from there, my mindset, seeing how my body felt eating that, and I didn't even last, he wanted us to do maybe a week. I didn't last 3 days. I lasted like a day and a half. That was literally a click of the mindset. It's like, I don't, And so from there, it was all lean, chicken, all lean, proteins, vegetables. And I never went back because I experienced what my body felt like, what my mental felt like, having all that heavy fat. And so y'all, when I tell you, now it's just from there, and the conversion of my house, battling from little things like I'm not even a cereal eater. It's just like my husband was like, this girl. Can you get us some cereal? Yes, sir. Yes. So with that triggered me, and I just ran from there. I was like, what else healthy can I eat? Because I don't ever want my body to feel like how it felt in that moment. And secondly, so that was the mindset, and then from there, the physical. I've never had abs. I never had toneness. And so when I saw the two together and how it transformed me and how my body, and I say I'm my own personal trainer because I always test things on me first. And when I saw that transformation within myself, it was like, okay, I like it here. And the same thing with our business. You know, once we found something that works, and word of mouth and growing, you know, organically, you know, my husband has always been like he's the forefront of, you guys met him. And so he's that in your face, that personable one, and that word of mouth, that referral has really grown our business. So everything we've done, we've had to create habits of reproducing and doing the same things or doing it better. Yeah. So they align the same way.
Awesome. Cool.
Did I answer the question?
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Yolanda, for coming in and joining us today.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed talking to y'all. Enjoyed hearing your story.
I enjoyed hanging out with the both of you.
Yes. With our silly selves.
And I love this tea.
All right, so this one, we'll probably have it out this season, I suppose.
So where do we find the tea?
EvelyTea.com. Thank you. See what you plug in.
That's how we do. So
EvelyTea.com.
Okay.
EVOLLY.
Okay.
It's a combination between both our last names.
Kelly.
Love it. I never knew that. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So with that, we're going to wrap it up.
Yes, for another episode of Salt
Sauna
Soul.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to Salt Sauna Soul, where wellness meets wisdom, one episode at a time. If you found today's conversation inspiring, helpful, or just plain soul-soothing, we'd love it if you'd share it with someone who could use a little more calm, clarity, or community in their life. You can listen and subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or watch the full experience on YouTube. Just search Salt Sauna Soul and hit that follow or subscribe button. It helps more than you know. Got a wellness tip, question, or a story of transformation? We'd love to hear from you. Drop us a comment on YouTube or leave us a review wherever you're listening. It keeps the conversation going. This podcast has been powered by Halo Heat Sauna Studios, where touchless wellness meets total restoration. Learn more or book your next session at HaloHeatSaunaStudios.com. Until next time, breathe deep, stay warm, and keep nurturing your soul.